We brought a question today. YHWH, give us the latest Bible prophecy news for this day today. The first verse set before us is Numbers chapter 33, verse 38. Aaron the priest went up Mount Hor at the commandment of the Lord and died there. In the 40th year after the covenant children of Israel came out of the covenant inheritance land of Egypt, on the first day of the 5th month. That verse is not a headline announcement. It is an appointed transition. The phrase "at the commandment of the Lord" gives the verse its character. This is a change of office under the Lord's hand, not a catastrophe. Aaron dies inside the promise, not outside it. The 40th year is the year the wilderness ends. The first day of the 5th month is marked. One generation's servant dies, and the inheritance continues. The same text holds a succession. The priesthood passes from hand to hand, but the covenant does not pass away. This is the first thing the word says. The day is a day of transition, but it is a transition under the Lord. The date is not decoration. It is a signal that the Lord keeps time and that the time is connected to his promise. The strongest thread in this word is priesthood and consecration. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 9 says Levi has no part or inheritance with his kin because the Lord is his inheritance. Because the Lord is the priestly inheritance, no priest can turn the office into a private possession. The service belongs to the Lord, and the people belong to the Lord. 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verses 17 and 18 says he confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an age-lasting covenant, saying, "To you I will give the covenant inheritance land of Canaan, the lot of your priestly inheritance." 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9 says to the assembly, "You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a sacred association, a people for Elohim's own priestly possession." The priestly line is not ended. It is extended to a people. The inheritance and the priesthood are given together. The land is priestly and the people are priestly. The question asks for this day today, and the text answers with an appointed season. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 19 says the fasts of the 4th, 5th, 7th, and 10th months will become for the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful sacred seasons. The lead verse's date, the first day of the 5th month, stands inside that calendar. The 5th month is no longer only a fast. It is turned toward joy. The fasts are not erased. They are transformed. The same calendar that once marked tragedy now marks gladness. The covenant with David and the Levites is as fixed as the stars and the sand of the sea, and the day is placed inside that fixed order. The day is not neutral. It is a day the Lord has already marked. The question asks for the latest news. The text answers that the latest thing is not a new event. It is an old covenant being kept in the present day. This word is affirmative, but it carries a refining edge. Revelation chapter 2, verse 20 warns against tolerating the woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess and teaches and deceives the servants into covenant-defiling practices. The warning is inside the same word. The inheritance belongs to the consecrated. The priesthood can be corrupted from inside. The same covenant warns that no one can serve the Lord while holding to uncleanness. That warning is not a contradiction. It is the same covenant. The word does not soften the call, but the call itself is the affirmative word. It is not doom. It is discipline. Recognition is reverence, not leverage. The presence of the ark in the word is not a claim of automatic victory. It is a claim of the Lord's own order. The answer is not triumphalism. Joel chapter 2, verse 17 gives the posture. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, "Spare your people, O Lord, and give not your heritage to reproach." That is the proper response. The priestly people are called to intercede, not to brag. The blessing is for those who approach with clean hands. The day calls for consecration, not announcement only. The priestly people are not called to perform a prediction. They are called to stand between the Lord and the people. The word is a call to carry the offering, to bless, to mourn what is unclean, and to remain in the service. The latest prophecy news is not a rumor. It is an assignment. The mathematical verdict confirms the direction. The verdict is yes, affirmative with all gates passed. The data shows a statistically confirmed non-random pattern across multiple independent channels. The triple convergence of identity, inheritance, and priesthood exceeds the strong anomaly threshold with multi-channel confirmation. The anomaly detection measure reached an extreme level, with a global probability on the order of 10 to the minus 70. 9 of 12 markers survived the false discovery rate correction. The pattern is robust to permutation controls. Prospective replication is recommended to establish persistence. The posterior direction is affirmative, though certainty is moderate. That means the word is a pattern, not guess. It is not proof of any outside event. It is a pattern of the text against the corpus. The triple convergence is the dominant signal. So what is the Lord saying for this day? He is not giving a newspaper forecast. He is giving a covenant summons. Identity, inheritance, and priesthood are the architecture of this hour. The proper answer is to return to consecration, to weep between the porch and the altar, and to publish the goodness of the one who called us out of darkness. The latest word is not a headline. It is a call to stand in the priestly office we have been given. It is a call to bless, to intercede, to remain clean, and to bring the offering. The day is marked, and the marking is for the people. The word does not tell us which political leader will rise or which crisis will end. It tells us who we are in the middle of the day. We are a chosen race. We are a royal priesthood. We are a people for his own possession. That is the news. That is the word for this day. There is also a sealed evidence log for this day. It records 8 events under the scope of Israel. They include a leadership selection within Israel, diplomatic conversations about Gaza, reported attacks near the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz, recovery of findings related to a missing soldier, and continued talks around the agreement with Iran. These events are evidence of the day, not a second scripture. No drawn verse has been scored against them in this pass. The correlation has not been run. The word from the text stands on its own. The lead verses drawn in this altar of reception session were Numbers chapter 33, verse 38. Genesis chapter 46, verse 20. 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 17 to 18. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 17. Enoch chapter 1, verse 1. 1 Chronicles chapter 13, verse 2. 94 further verses were drawn in this session. This concludes today's interpretation at the altar of reception.